In a small apartment in Moscow, in the shadow of a crumbling city, there lived a man whose mind was a prison of memory. His name was Alexei, a journalist by trade, but his true burden was far more personal than any article he'd ever written. For Alexei could never forget a single thing, no moment, no detail, no fleeting word. From his earliest childhood, every smile, every tear, every conversation replayed in perfect clarity. The smell of his mother's cooking, the rustle of leaves on the day his first love kissed him under the cold gray sky. Everything was etched into his mind with unshakable precision. But what began as a gift soon became a curse. At first, Alexei believed his extraordinary memory would serve him well. He was able to recall interviews, facts, faces with ease, and his career flourished. But as the years wore on, the memories began to pile up, suffocating him. They weren't just pleasant flashes, they were sharp, invasive fragments, resurfacing at the most unexpected times, leaving him no peace. Every argument he'd ever had with his sister, every betrayal by a colleague, every death he'd witnessed, these were not distant echoes. They were vivid, relentless, and painful. And with each passing day, the weight of them grew heavier. He would sit at his desk, unable to concentrate on his writing, as his mind replayed images of a childhood that was no longer his, moments that couldn't be forgotten but were now unbearable. Soon, Alexei became a shell of the man he once was. His relationships deteriorated, friends drifted away, unable to bear his endless, haunted recollections. Even his dreams became battlegrounds where every painful memory resurfaced like an unending nightmare. The line between waking and sleeping blurred, as if he were trapped in a constant loop of his past. One day, after a particularly harrowing evening where he was unable to escape the overwhelming flood of memories, Alexei made a decision. He would not let this curse destroy him. He began to write. Not articles or stories, but his own life, everything he had experienced, every joy, every sorrow. He wrote to make sense of it all, to create some structure in the chaos of his mind. And though the memories never faded, something remarkable happened. Through the act of writing, Alexei found a way to share his burden with the world. His pain became art. The weight of his memories, once unbearable, transformed into something that connected him to others, something beautiful in its raw honesty. In the end, Alexei realized that while he could never forget, he had finally found a way to live with his past. If you found this story compelling, please like, share, and subscribe to help the channel grow. Your comments are always welcome.